The fifth race on the card is a 88 handicap over 1 kilometre, 1,000 metres, depending on how you like your distances disseminated. It's at 2:30. Graham, I thought this was one of the most difficult races on the card, and my selections as they stand now are 7, 9, 2 and 12, and they could change 3 or 4 times by the time the gates open and they race at 2:30. But I'd like to start with picking your brains about number 7, Hampton Court, because he's a horse that in his last 2 starts, I won't say we gave him little chance. We thought he would compete well, but we thought he had a lot to do, but he did it in those races. They were tough contests, and he's acquitted himself very well in his last 2 starts. Could I be wrong by saying I think he could win this race today or on Sunday?
Here's my top choice, funny enough, as well, in what is one of the more difficult races on the card. He only has 49.5 on his back. He seems equally effective on the poly track and the turf track. Admittedly, he's only won once on the turf, but his form at Scottsville is good on the turf. His course and distance form is good. 4 starts for a second, 2/3 and a fourth. With that low mass on his back, he's in particularly good form. I would think he'll give you a good run at his current odds of 6-1. He's likely to drift. This is a nightmare of a race. They're betting 9-2 the field. 12 runners in the race. I've put half into my jackpot and pick 6 calculations, and I'm still not certain to get through. In fact, I don't have your second choice Woodstock Festival in amongst those 6 runners. The one horse that I do think could run well is number 3, Alfonso Spigoni, 48 on its back. Now, obviously, everybody's got to start somewhere, and the first race today was the Smyrna Maiden Plate, and that was Michael Roberts' first ever winner, and it was in a maiden plate over 1,000 metres. I was telling you off air on that occasion, he beat Tiki Khan, an odds-on favourite. Well, here we have Apprentice and Jokwe riding number 3, Alfonso Spigoni. Clearly he's inexperienced, he's had 20 rides, he's yet to have a winner. This could be his big occasion. You know, number 3, Alfonso Spigoni, the course and distance form is fantastic. Seven runs for a win, 2 seconds, a third and 2 fourths. So, you know, he's been 6 times out of 7 in the money over the course and distance, and with 48 kilograms on his back, he's got to be a big runner. Obviously, Jokwe will be under pressure in a competitive race, and he's got to be able to help the horse in the closing stages. I guess when they get to the winning line, you're going to be able to throw a blanket over the first 4-5 past the post. That's the kind of race it looks like. And then number 12, Valiente. If I had to narrow this down even further to my top 3 selections, I would go 3, Alfonso Spigoni, 7, Hampton Court, and 12, Valiente. I'd go with the speed and the horses with the low mass. But Trevor Reed has tipped Shinnecock, makes him his value bet for the day. First run in KZN for the Justin Snaith stable, and he's only got 51 on his back. So another light mass. Gabriel Peterson riding well at the moment, and he'd be keen to give a good account of himself on number 2, Shinnecock. But it's really wide open.
9, Woodstock Festival. Certainly last time out when running second to Bold Horizon, shown that he wasn't quite done for just yet. And why I factored him in, he's had 8 starts with Jared Samuel, and they've notched up 2 wins and 4 seconds. So Jared knows him well, so I've thrown him in. Alfonso Spigoni, you're quite right, and just again on a personal note, what is so wonderful with the Carlisle family, of course, the late Everson Carlisle being the chairman of the South African Jockey Academy. You've served on that board, and I'm sure you still do. Lightweight, just wonderful to see them still supporting the academy and the apprentices, and they've given many apprentices their first rides.
Yes, it's nice to see that Apprentice Jokwe has got a very competitive ride. You could be absolutely on the button with number 9 Woodstock Festival. I mean, you know, he ran second a short head behind Celebration Rock, who's especially effective over this course and distance. It's that wide open. If you can include the field, include the field.
Okay, well, there we go. Even a horse like number 8, Damazio, for the Louis Gerson stable, although Damazio, he's making us wait for another win, this horse.
Yeah, he's definitely bet on the poly track for my money.
Yes.
But another horse that we must mention at least is number 6, Blaze of Silk. His course and distance form is outstanding. He's won 4 times over the course and distance from 13 starts. Corinne Bestel picks her moments, and she might have picked out this as a moment for number 6, Blaze of Silk. It's a very, very difficult race.
Corinne Bestel, they were stiff the other day. Whoever it was, there was tons of money for Soiree, and unfortunately Soiree ran an absolute cracker, but just unfortunately found one better on the day. But that's it. Graham mentions number 6, Blaze of Silk. Certainly got to be respected. We could sit here all day and go through this field. That's how difficult it is. Get hold of your bank manager and tell him your budget needs to be increased a little more.